Good morning, all you YouTubers out there. It is day 26 on the Florida Trail. It was a wonderful night last night. Good sleeping weather, probably in the 50s or so. Gorgeous. Just us and the barred owls. There were a couple of them vying for territory, obviously, around our campsite last night, so always fun to hear. About 22 miles to do today. We are heading around the north side of Orlando here over the next couple of days. We have about 12 miles or so to get into the town of Oviedo or Oviedo. I'm not really sure how to say that. So long day ahead of us, but as you can see, it's per usual. It's flat. We hear that today we might actually hit a little natural elevation. We have noticed that we've been kind of going uphill slightly. And not that we're going to be going up a big hill or mountainside or anything, but we understand that right up here, as we're kind of approaching a road, I guess there's a slight incline. So don't know what that's going to look like yet. And I'm sure it's not going to be overly taxing or anything, but it's a natural elevation for the first time on the trail. So we have not a lot of water this morning in the first 12 miles to before we get to town, because we will be walking next to a river. I believe it's called the Econ River. There are reports in our app about a recent possible sewage spill into the river. So we obviously are not going to take any of that and partake of any of that water, just in case the reports are true. So we're just carrying enough water. Fortunately, the Mills Creek at camp was a nice place to collect water. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's our hill. Yep. This is the most elevation change we've seen so far. I'm not sure if it's translating on the video or not, but we're definitely walking up a hill now. Anyway, we had good water, so we're carrying enough to get us those 12 miles. 2 liters is typically enough for that on this trail, as fast as you can go. So should be good. And then we'll carry water out of camp, or out of town, to get to camp, because it's dry as well. Yeah, so you can probably hear it in my voice now that this is actually some elevation change. We haven't had to walk uphill in the last 26 days, so not quite used to it, even with only a little bit of food in the pack. So kind of funny. We're in a section called Magnolia Forest. There's lots of these big magnolia trees in here, at least off to this side. They're pretty different. Alright, there's a shot of the Econ River. Econ is a short name for a much longer name, which I will put down below. It's the river that is her creek, or whatever it is, that is apparently had a sewage spill. We're just paralleling the river for quite a ways, for several miles here. So, but it's a really nice section of trail. Yeah, look at this bridge. It still has that new bridge smell. Yep. Wonderful. Thank you, FTA volunteers. All right, here we are at Booney Falls. Very nice. Yeah, cute little waterfall coming right out from under that tree. Out from under the roots there. All right, the Wiley Walkway. It's interesting. Right up there where Java is now, it starts to get a little wavy. As long as it holds up. We have arrived at the outskirts of Oviedo. We are now sidewalking into town.
Can I just say,
Yes.
that was a beautiful trail this morning. I really appreciated the shade and the variety. That's
Yes.
all.
Yeah,
The sand, it was lovely.
it was nice walking next to the river there. It was beautiful, and lots of appreciated bridges
Yes.
through that section, because that would have really been swampy and a mess. And I'm sure we would have seen 0 day hikers if those bridges weren't there.
That's why they're there.
Yep. Yeah,
For us.
beautiful section. Highly recommend coming out and at least do a day hike. Look at him throwing chunks out. He reaches in, grabs a mouthful, and throws them out. Just walking through Oviedo, checking out the local sites here. Nice park. But we've been walking this pretty much all the way through Oviedo, and now we're on the other end of town, heading towards the campsites. But it's been quite nice, actually, walking under the trees, even though we're on a hard surface. All right, here we are at the end of our day, going to the Spring Hammock campsite. It's a little bit of a kind of a stealth, I'll say. It's not really a stealth, it's an official campsite, but I think what the app tells us not to post on social media when you are staying here, because you're so close to town. We just left town 2 miles ago. So you can see, I mean, it's an official trail, it's cleared. All right, we'll show you camp here in a little bit after we get set up. But just notice, we got here and look on the other bank right across the creek. Yeah, he's a good size. He's probably 8 feet, something like that. Just hanging out. All right, this is the wrap up for day 26 on the Florida Trail. Long day today, 22 miles, something like that. So we started out at the Wiley Dykes,
yes.
Wiley Dykes Senior Campsite. Yeah. We left camp just before 7 o'clock, which, I don't know, you think going to do 22 miles, you would leave earlier than that, but you really don't. We're finding we don't need to on this trail. We're doing a pretty good 3 mile an hour. Yeah, it depends on the day, but you never know, of course, what's ahead. But yeah, today was a good day. So so we have a number of things, I think, to mention today, which it was a good day.
Well, we had wooded forest for the most part, the trail for the first 12 miles.
Yeah,
we saw
really till we
turkey.
hit town. Yeah,
Turkey, deer, squirrel,
yeah,
lizards.
and lizards. Yeah,
But
a couple
that's
of.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was great.
We started out with barred owls at camp.
That's true.
We had those at camp, and they were, of course, chatting at each other and yelling back
Yes.
and forth. But
Yeah.
so that was good. But because we were on that trail, there were a lot of day hikers. It's now a Sunday, and there were a lot of people out, which was great to see.
Yeah, but not until we got into town.
Not till we got closer to town.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had some great trail. Yeah, along that bike path, and everything was great. Yeah, and then we turned off the bike path, and that's kind of when we started to see the people more so.
Right. It was still a bike path. We did bike path most of the day.
No, not the paved path. The path along the river, along the Econ River.
Oh, the Econ River.
Yeah,
yes.
that's kind of when we started to see more people. Was in that section, more day hikers. So that was a really lovely section between that campsite and town. Was really nice. So then we got into town.
Yes.
And we weren't
town.
Yeah, we weren't really sure exactly what we were going to do for lunch. We decided first of all, there's like a big sports complex there, and there were comments that there were.
What's the town?
Oviedo. Yeah, something like that.
Oveida. Oh.
Yeah. So we never did ask exactly how to pronounce it, but I think it's Oviedo. But anyway, the comments were that we could stop there for bathrooms and water, but there's also a really nice county or town park just past it on the other side, and there's bathrooms and water there as well, and a picnic table. So we stopped there, and that was great. For anybody looking at far out, there's a purple line that goes through town, and the icon is actually on that purple line, but you can very easily get to it from the red line and not walk all the way around. So that was really nice. We sat there for lunch, and we saw.
Well, I saw there was some osprey, and then you saw the
found a pileated woodpecker making a nest in a dead tree right next to the pond. That tree was full of holes. It was really cool, but we got to watch him like actually, pecking away, making the inside, and then he would put his head in and get a mouthful of stuff and just toss it out onto the ground. So that was really
fun.
cool. Yeah,
we got video.
Yes, that was kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that was a good lunch. And then we had
six or 7 miles then to the next town we were going to get dinner.
Right,
and that was just paved trail for the most part.
Yeah,
and that's we saw bikers and rollerbladers and walkers and runners and
kinds.
loads of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a really wide. Well, you saw the video at this point. It's a really wide bike path, walking path, whatever.
Residential spaces, and it was very nice.
Right. It was beautiful. Yeah, and tree lined and everything. So it was gorgeous.
We weren't exposed.
Yeah, we didn't have, like we were saying earlier, we didn't have to walk along a road.
And get over when the press cars were coming past
Worry
us.
about the cars and all that kind of stuff. It was a really lovely space. Yeah. So really happy that this town has provided something like that for the residents as well. And then we were on that. We were probably a mile or so from dinner, which is at the other end of town, 2 miles from where we are now. And
Christmas Springs is where we had dinner.
Christmas Springs?
I think so.
That doesn't sound right. But anyway, I don't think it's Christmas. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We met some guy stopped us. He was on a bike, and he was out biking with his brother, and just happened to look down, and he noticed that you did, and noticed that there was an Eagles hat, a Philadelphia Eagles hat in his bike. So he is lives in the next county over, basically, from where we formerly lived.
In Pennsylvania.
So we got to chatting with him and everything. And of course, we were talking about the Super Bowl win, and he went to the parade. So it was great to meet a fellow Eagles fan. You probably won't see this, but shout out to you. So that was
random dude
some
on
random
a
guy.
bike.
Yes, yeah. So that was really that was kind of just a neat encounter, but.
We got stopped at one intersection. Another woman on her bike screeched to a halt.
Oh yes, yeah.
She's like, "Are you carrying bagpipes? I love bagpipes." And we're like,
"Yeah." It was like,
and we didn't know if it was like a language barrier thing.
Yes, because she had an accent, maybe German or something.
We're carrying backpacks.
Yes.
Oh, I thought they were bagpipes.
Yes.
So she legitimately did think.
And then she didn't care about us anymore.
And then she was like her husband was far ahead.
Yeah,
and
turned
like,
around and kept going.
So yeah,
it was kind of funny. Yes, no, not bagpipes. Yeah, so that was funny. And then we got to so we ate at dinner at Marco's Pizza.
We housed
actually it was lovely.
Each a salad and then a small pizza.
Yeah. And
we didn't carry any out.
We didn't carry any out because we were pretty hungry, and we pretty much housed those pretty quickly. So, but it was great to have some town food, and of course not have to carry that food. Yes, and vegetables is always good.
We got our water there.
And we watered up. Yes. So that was a good stop. We spent, I don't know, hour
About
something
that.
like that,
Yeah, not
sitting
too
there.
long, but it was fine.
Right,
It was
because we were
perfect.
doing long miles and we needed to do another 2 to get to where we are now.
Yes.
So then
When
we
got here.
yeah. Well, we left camp, just to let you know. We left camp and it was continued. That bike path, that
Oh,
paved
yes.
path, continues all the way past even where we are now. We are right off of that
Yeah,
path.
so we'll get back onto it tomorrow morning.
Right, and not sure how far it goes, but that's what we've been walking,
find
and
out.
it's so we can
That's
really
okay with
cruise on
me.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. So anyway, yeah. So then we walked back here. It's a secluded campsite. We are near town, so they tell you not to post on social media that this is where you are.
But it's very wooded.
But we're pretty far back. I mean, we're
Yeah.
probably a tenth of a mile back or something like that. But yeah, it's not bad. And when we got back here, go ahead. You were starting to say,
Oh, there was an alligator, about an 8-foot long
yeah,
alligator on the bank across from where we're camping.
yeah.
So
There's a stream right behind us. I'll show you in a minute. And he's not there now anymore.
he's
but,
not there now.
Yeah, but I did get some footage before, and he was just hanging out there right across pretty much from where our tent is now. So, nothing to
We're
worry
okay.
about. But yeah, we're fine. Obviously, we're standing here doing this video. So
Yeah.
I
Mom, by the way, if he does come up to camping, he's on Steve's side of this. Well, although I know you like Steve better than you like me anyway, so maybe we should switch sides tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So all good. So it was all in all, it was a good day.
Yeah.
I don't feel nearly as tired as I thought I might after 22 miles. I mean, we've done these long days before, and that's partly.
But the trail was
of
great
it, but
today.
Yeah,
It was
really
half
good.
wooded, half really nice paved stuff. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't that hot either. Lots
True.
of shade.
True. Yep.
I hydrated well.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good day.
It was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this camp, while there is a stream here, we didn't want to count on it, and we didn't really want to filter it. I don't know if there's comments about not drinking it or not.
There
but
is a suggestion to get it in town before you come here.
Okay.
Not to
drink this.
unfortunately, most of the streams that are here, some are good and some are not. And this one is apparently not.
Yeah.
And the Econ River
Econ
apparently
River,
was
yeah.
not either, unfortunately.
Right.
But we did have spaces that we could.
Get our water, yeah.
Yes.
So we filled up at Marco's Pizza and then
Yes.
hiked the 2 miles here. So.
That's right.
Yep. So that's a wrap. That's it for day 26. Actually, it was quite a bit. And then tomorrow we have 8.5 miles or so into the next town where we're going to
Hampton.
take a night. Hampton? Mm-hmm. Okay. That doesn't sound right to me
That's
either.
right.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's Heathrow.
Heathrow. See, I knew it. Hampton didn't sound right.
We're staying at.
Oh, maybe we're staying out of Hampton. I don't really. Yeah,
But it's Heathrow.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're only gonna Nero there. So we got 9 miles or 8.5 to get into there. We'll do our chores and then hike back out the next day. So, all right. So that's a wrap for day 26. We will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, here we are for the night. We are at the Spring Hammock campground. I think that's what it's called. And yeah, there's not a lot of space here. Again, the trail is right back there behind our tent. But there is a nice fire pit here, this nice sandy ground for us to put our tent on. But this is kind of the only flat-ish ground or here. There's a little bit of a gully there. There is a spot back there through the trees. It has a fairly decent spot in there, but so you could make a couple of tents work here if you had to. Single tents, you could squeeze. So there's of course our laundry tree because it was a little too late to put up a line. So anyway, here we are, Spring Hammock, I believe it's called. And by the way, outside of Winter Springs town, not Christmas Spring. By the way, right here is the water. And right over there on that bank is where the gator was when we first arrived. So have a good night.